Are you lame as hell to your children? Do they look at you and they're ashamed? When they bring their friends around, do they try to pretend not to know you? Well, it's because you don't have the right plugin.
What is this? Is this from 2008?
Radium POW, number 6. No, I'm just kidding. Come on. Plugin of the week, number 6. We're talking the PSP E27. It's one of those EQs you gotta have. It's so dope. All right, check it out. Come on. This is basically a API EQ that works like a Neve. Sounds like a Neve, works like API. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but you get the idea. If you've used hardware before, you're gonna pick up this EQ really quick. I hate EQs that are overly complicated with buttons everywhere. Basically, your frequency selection is this inner ring. If you've used a Neve or API, pretty simple. And then this knob right here is your boost and cut. So if you swoop it all the way to the left side, you're getting boost. And if you swoop it all the way to the right side, you're getting cut. So you can go pretty crazy with this one. So this is like a tone shaping EQ. It's got a lot of vibe. Check it out. So with this EQ, if you can see, you can get right away some really dope tones. Let's just go through all the features because you got to know what's going on here. One of the first things I like to do is hit this 2x button. If you hit the 2x button right here, you get twice the amount of bands. It's like putting 2 of them in parallel, which means you got 6 bands, you have a lot of control, and you can do a lot of shaping pretty much. The next thing you can do is add this PA11 here. So if you can see, it's really expanded now. The PA11 is their preamp. So you have a preamp on the EQ, on the output, so you can really tone shape and control, what you're getting in and out of this EQ. Once we hit that button, if you can see, it added, a couple more features. You have a drive here. This is to really, get some tone. You have the output, so you can, drive the input, take down the output, get some more vibe. The next thing you have is this low cut filter, high pass. And, this is for if you got mic stand hits, you're recording a vocalist and someone bumps the thing, it's going to take away all that, boom. So that's really great to have. It's like something that's like a must on an EQ for me. So, you got your options all the way up to 800. Also, you have this 28K. This is like putting a small little bell at 28K, getting a little vibe up there. You have preamp, features like you can switch the phase. You can take out the transformers with this button right here. If you can see, that's like a little transformer winding diagram, but basically it takes the transformers out. If you're getting too much vibe and you really just want to control, the gain and not have to like worry about, changing the character, you can hit that button. Also, this is the take out the drive button. So this becomes basically input gain. It's clean gain on the input and not like this drive that has a lot of color. So this is kind of like, toning down the color once again if you want. Other features, if you're getting back to the EQ, you have some shelf options. This shelf obviously controls the low frequency. This one does the high if you want to shelf some stuff, A lot of times you might want to shelf some 28K, and get a lot of like air in your vocals if you're recording Mariah Carey, if you just happen to be doing that because, why not? After that, you have monitoring options and control options if you really want to check stuff out. This is really cool if you're doing some mastering, but you can put everything in mono. You can check out the mono signal. From there, you have this left signal so you can hear the left side of your mix. Also, you have this right side here. And then here you have the sides. Basically, if you're doing mid-side mode, this is for you to check out the sides. That's for like mastering and, when you're getting like really deep and technical. For the most part, if you're just doing instruments, you want to keep this in stereo. And from there, you have this kind of global bypass. This means it's like nothing's on the channel. Also, not to confuse it, you have this in button. This in button is basically to take out all the EQ but still get tone out of the plugin because it's a piece of hardware. So it's still going to go through input transformer, output transformer, and going to like pass some vibe through it. So if you want the vibe, but you don't necessarily want EQ, you can do that too, and just use this as a preamp. Other than that, this EQ is pretty straightforward. So I guess I'll just play it some more and mess around, and you can really hear what it can do. So yeah, you can go really crazy. This EQ is awesome. It's great for mastering, great for mixing, great for anything you really need to, you know, shape. Check it out, PSP Audio E27, a must buy. You can use this for everything. So yeah, go buy that. Follow me, I will show you the way. I am the Jesus of plugins.